We're here. Hello, everybody. Hello. Oh, let you do the introduction. She's going to do the introduction.
Welcome to Get Down and Dirty Talking Art on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Holla if you hear me. Literally holla if you hear me. Because
can you hear
Debbie
us?
said you can't hear us, so we
All right,
want to
can
make
you hear
sure
us?
you
And we're
can.
talking into the mic.
It's another fabulous Wednesday. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. It's been a busy Wednesday. We have with us tonight our very, very special guest returning, Mr. Lawrence Gary. Hey!
Yay!
Come back.
We're so excited to have him. I was like,
They're
oh my
type
God.
fast.
Yeah, look at that. We got that on there. I love it.
Right, I'm looking at. I did this. I was looking at the ticker. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
you're on the ticker,
Yeah.
the ticker parade.
Yeah.
I'm sleepy, so I'm silly right now.
Yeah, I walk into the studio. I dropped her off, and here she is laying on the couch. I didn't know who that was on the couch. It was Clifford.
Did she? Who the heck is this lady? She was about to kick me out, y'all.
I thought she was some homeless man.
So, welcome, Mr. Lawrence.
We're so
Gary.
happy to have
Thank you so much.
We're so happy.
Thank you for having me back.
Oh,
Yeah,
always,
yeah,
always.
I feel
minute.
special.
You are special.
Well, thank you.
You are very special. A very special artist. Dad, wife, husband. I'm not wife.
Yeah, right. I have a wife.
You got a wife. No,
yeah.
I was going to say, yeah. Dad, artist, and husband.
Yes.
Yes. So,
So,
welcome.
Hopefully, I'm good at all those jobs.
Oh, seems like it. Yeah.
So,
okay.
you have had a very accomplished. Well, since the last time we saw you, you've had a lot of progression this last year or so.
Yes. And it's been about a year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been about a year. Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah. God is good.
Yes,
He is
all the
good.
time.
He is good.
Moving me right along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just had a nice successful exhibition, opening
Yes.
exhibition this weekend.
Mhm.
Could you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, so I am titled The Emerging Artist of,
Yay.
of the Soulful Rhythms art exhibit at Umoja Fine Arts Gallery. And shout out to Umoja.
That's all right. Shout out
That's
to
all right.
Umoja.
That's
Yeah.
Emoja.
Yeah.
You
All right,
understand?
the Crossroads building in Southfield.
That's right. It's
Yes.
an amazing place. You guys got to go stop, check it out.
Yes,
it is a
and
really
so-
unique gallery.
I've been put on a show with internationally acclaimed artist Larry Pancho Brown and Abe, who's the son of Annie Lee and Joyce Jeffrey Crawford. I hope it's Joyce
Joyce Jeffries.
Yeah,
Okay.
Joyce
yeah.
Jeffries.
Okay.
I
Crawford.
keep wanting to call her Joyce Crawford, but
Yeah.
I don't want.
Right.
I don't want to disrespect the Jeffrey.
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
So of course the house staples, Rosemary Summers and
Marcel Stewart. Yes.
Yeah, and so I've been thrown in the midst of the
Of the greatness.
the big dogs. You
The
know they
big
say
puppy, yeah.
if you want to run with the big dogs, you got to come off the porch.
That's
So
right. That's
I've
right.
been pulled off the porch, and it actually was very successful. The opening
Yes.
was very successful. We were
Yes.
blessed to sell a few pieces. More than I expected. I kept my expectations kind of at a not at a low level, but at a level, mid level, and it exceeded my expectations. So
How many pieces did you get to bring? How many pieces were there?
I have 10 pieces in the
In the
exhibit total. Yeah.
And how many sold in the opening?
So 5. So,
Listen to that.
So
He
5.
brought 10 and 5 are gone.
Because he
Yeah.
just told you he's running with the big dogs and
That's right.
running well.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
didn't disappoint. So to
That's
sell,
right.
that's huge to sell any, let alone half. And this is just the opening. It's running through November.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good. Love to pop in.
literally the opening weekend, half of his inventory is sold. So you
Yes.
really got to get there.
Says
And if
a
I know
lot.
Ian, he gonna have you pull some more.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be
yeah.
some different ones
Yeah.
at the close.
Yeah.
I already got that in the works. So,
Oh, you
yeah,
do?
yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I went home that night. I probably didn't make it home till about 10:30, and I painted till probably about 1 in the morning.
Oh my
Just
gosh, I
like
love
that,
it.
Yeah.
I love it. You get
Just-
stimulated and you're like, yeah, okay.
Inspired, yeah. Like,
Yeah, you get like, okay, I'm gonna
I got
start-
something else here. Yeah.
Yeah, what else can I paint? You
Yeah.
know, that's
So how did that feel?
when you
Just
see that
having
first
such a
red
great,
dot.
closing out the weekend. Well,
Yeah, the first red dot. What was that like?
the first red dot was actually, like I was saying before, it was surreal because the first piece actually sold and I wasn't even there. So yeah, I walked into the gallery and I looked to my right, and it's when you go in there, it's the first painting hanging to the right by the door. And so I walked in and there's a red dot on it, and I'm like, okay, you know, and you know, I'm like, oh, see, I've done exhibitions where it was just me. I was the artist, the curator, the promoter, the you know everything, and so you know, instantly my mind went, hey, hold on, how y'all gonna sell something I ain't here? You know? But I mean, I realized that the gallery did its job, you know. So what they had a pre-opening, I guess, for private clients, and somebody actually bought that piece. So I walked in and was like, oh, okay. So I mean, I'm like, this whole thing's a success. That's the first thing I thought. You know, we go from September to November. I sold a piece. Great. I'm good. You know, and so we're probably about an hour and a half into the opening night, and the bell rings. And you know, I wasn't sure of the process like that yet.
Right.
That you know we were going to be ringing bells and you know handing the mic to the buyer, and the buyer says what they liked about the piece. And
well, that's neat.
Yeah, it was neat.
Really
and the artist talks about the piece afterwards, and so the bell rings, and you know I'm looking around. I'm like, hey, somebody made a sale. And my name is called. I'm like, oh, what? Really? You know, and so I look up, and there's all my favorite pieces seem to sell. It's one of my favorite pieces. I'm like, okay, wow, you know, who bought that? Somebody I totally don't know, which is another great thing that's kind of unusual because, like I said, with the exhibitions I've done, I've invited all my people. So, you know, somebody that bought my art was somebody I knew.
Right.
So to have a total stranger validate you as far as being an art collector, you know, it says something. You know, it's like, oh, okay. So, you know, I think the very first piece of art I ever sold was my mother. So you get where I'm going. So it's like, you know, she may like this or she may just be mom. You know, where you got a total stranger. It's like, okay, yeah, I love this. So it's a surreal feeling, you know. And that was the first night. Like I said, when I saw the first painting sold, I'm like, oh, okay,
we're done. Okay, we can. Yeah, I'm done now. I'm
happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. I made it.
Another one sold. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. And so the next day we sell 3 more within like
so cool
an hour and a half. The 3 more sales. So I'm like, you know, and that day my favorite, not one of my favorite piece sold.
I don't know if I put that up there. Did you send it?
I don't know if can we pull the lion up?
Yeah, if you guys can pull the line up, that would be really good.
We can show pictures.
Yeah,
this is a phenomenal. This piece.
That is my favorite piece.
Can you tell us about it?
It's totally beaded. It's a 30 by 40 is the size of it.
God,
and this cool. is my lion. I named it Brilliant Mane. And the story behind it is I intended it because I do texture in all of my paintings.
Right.
You know, so quite a few of my paintings are a painting with some beads here and there. And the story behind this one was I intended this to be a painting. So there's actually an underpainting under there.
Okay.
I drew a lion, and then I painted the lines that I had drawn. And I was going to give them beaded eyes. Yeah. And then I said, okay, so let's bead the chin right here. Okay. All right, now let's bead the jawline. And so when I was done with what I thought I was done with, you know, some beads on the hair here and there, he just didn't look like a lion should look like, you know.
Yeah,
that's just okay. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Hold on, and over a 3-month period, which was like 30 hours over a 3-month period, I just kept beating and kept beating, and I reached a point where
that is so.
Sometimes I set out to. When I do art, I set out to impress other people. You know, what's on my mind, just to be candid, is I'm going to try to sell this, and, you know, hopefully this will look good. Somebody want to buy this. But I've noticed with my art, especially the ones that I end up loving, when I let go and just say, you know what, this is mine. I don't care what it looks like. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Right,
It
right,
ends up
right.
being, you know,
Makes you happy.
Masterpiece.
yeah, it ends up being a masterpiece and something that everybody else says, wow. And so I just kept going. So that's over 3,000.
I was just going to ask you how many beads.
It's over 3,000 glass beads, wood beads, pearl beads, and a few faux diamonds in there.
What is a
And
faux diamond?
It's a fake diamond.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
faux
okay,
diamond,
okay.
yeah. I just didn't want to say fake diamonds. I wanted
Yeah.
to be,
I did.
faux diamonds.
A wannabe diamond.
Yeah, Fugazis.
All right.
And so,
God, that is cool.
there are at least 2,000 of those that are hand placed specifically. You know,
Okay.
you probably got about 1,000 that I kind of just dropped into a certain area,
Uh-huh.
but there are at least 2,000 that I went in and I placed specifically like this. Okay, this is going to be the nose.
Right.
These are the eyes. There's even I don't know if you can tell by the picture in there, but he has a gold crown right above that. See that wooden arch right there?
Right.
There's a crown of gold beads right there, just so I can give the king his crown. And so,
And of course, we can never appreciate it in pictures. One of
Oh,
those
when
that
you
have
see it
to
in person, it's
oh yeah,
'Cause it's like you said, it's almost 4 feet. It's heavy as heck. It's
yeah.
it's one of those, and you really can't even appreciate from the picture how many stones and jewels are in it.
Right.
There's no lines. There's no spaces. Okay, everything is is a bead or a jewel or a faux diamond.
right. And you put a resin over it, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so originally I glued all the with just artist glue. I glued all
Right.
the beads on, but I knew that wasn't gonna hold. So
Right.
what the crazy thing is too, after doing that, now you got to pick it up and get it on a table.
That's
and
right.
Get it set to resin.
Resin.
Beads want to jump off, so once I got it on there and got it set, I had to do some repairs and then so it's 3 coats of resin on that.
You
because
did
of-
3 coats.
3 coats.
Wow.
Just to be sure.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's
Right.
Beautiful.
It is
And I know that's
fantastic.
been. Oh, let's do our
break.
My
Yeah.
bad, y'all.
Break time.
Break time.
Pause. Remind our
Okay.
viewers you're watching Get Down and Dirty Talking Art on WJZZ, the WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. Streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. And email us. Email us at getdownanddirtytalkingart@gmail.com if yourself or you know an artist that would like to come on. Or you
Yeah.
have questions.
That's right. Or call in. If you guys want to call and talk to Gary.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
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 Call
Ask some
in.
questions.
Yes.
Yeah, we got lots
and
of
I love
questions.
that too. I
Yeah.
love. I was telling them at the gallery. I love talking about my art. If people have questions, why'd you do this? How'd you do that? I love that. And some stuff is, some people are so deep with everything. Some stuff I don't know why I did it. It just I just felt like painting a guitar that day. It didn't have any crazy significance to it.
Right.
But then there are those things that I've done. And, yeah, this significantly means that. So.
That is so
Oh, I
cool.
like that you're real about it,
Mhm.
Right.
Especially because from a collector standpoint, it's just like music. We were equating
Right.
visual arts to sound,
Right.
and sometimes that's just what comes out. So for somebody that I don't play any instruments or anything like that, hearing the story about how you created a song is fascinating no
It
matter what.
is.
But
yeah.
if you're a musician, you can call BS. So like if I'm an artist,
We're gonna
Yeah.
call. Yeah.
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 you know,
yeah,
when you're
yeah.
being genuine about it,
Yeah.
I think it makes it not easier, but I think it's important to inspire other artists and
Yes.
to make sure they can connect, because you never know who you're going to connect with or who the next
Yeah.
Lawrence Gary is going to be.
Yeah.
You know, and if Lawrence Gary like, oh, yes, I did every single thing. I did this for such and such.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
man,
Right.
I'm
right.
not messing with that artwork, man. They fake, you know?
Yeah. And I've seen it too, where everything was like, yeah. So the thought behind this, and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, no, I just wanted to paint a guy playing a trumpet standing on the corner.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was it. It was.
I had no thought behind it. I just wanted to do it because
Yeah.
it just inspired me.
Yeah.
So how long have you been painting?
I've been painting now. I need to get a true account of this because
Your wife know.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah, we call her up. Hey,
She definitely
how
knows.
long has he been painting?
Hey!
Hey, she definitely knows. I'm saying 13 years, and I
Okay.
think she's saying a little longer, but, you know, seriously, about 13 years. You know, now I've been an artist all my life.
Right.
Since I've been drawing and sketching since I was 4,
Right.
and you know the story. That,
Yeah.
You know, I was drawing something. Let's say 13 years ago, I was drawing something, and my wife said that would look good as a painting, and I said, yeah, I would. You know, I've always wanted to paint. And she said, well, why don't you paint? I said, because I just don't think that the paint on the brush is going to come out the way I can use a pencil. That's, you know, so it always intimidated me. And so my excuse was, and plus I don't have any paint. And
Oh, I don't have any paint.
come home from work the next day and
Here's a whole bunch of paint.
there's a
I
paint
love
set, and she's
I
like,
just love
yeah,
her.
she's like
That's so
painting.
cool.
And
His
so,
wife
you
is
know,
so cool.
So that's, you know, she was my inspiration to start and still, you know, to push me forward. You know, when
And
I
that's
was,
what you need. You need that person
yeah.
to keep stimulating you and
Yeah.
keep encouraging you to keep going. You know, don't
that person that you know means you know, all the good in the world, means you no
Yes.
harm.
Yeah.
You know, because you have to be careful who you take advice from.
Yes.
You know, or
Yes.
or even who you take encouragement from, you know, because of their motives or whatever.
Yes,
You know, so
yes, yeah.
when you have that person that you know, this person means nothing but good for me.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's somebody good to push
That's
you.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
And
right.
plus, you know, she's like the only person in my life that besides period that I want to impress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my wife.
Mm-hmm.
My father is gone. I always wanted to impress my father.
Mm-hmm.
You know, any man's dream, if he has a good father,
Right.
is for
Right.
his father to be proud of him.
Yes.
So my father is gone,
Yeah.
and so the only person in my life, you know, just because based on my personality that, you know, I look to impress is my wife. And I'm not excluding my mother. My mother is still here, but it's because it's so easy for me to impress my mother. My
Yes.
mother loves me so much. You know, I'm her baby boy.
Your baby
And
boy.
so it's like I don't have to do much to
Right,
impress her,
right,
but
right.
you know, it's like I gotta be on point and fly to impress my wife. So you know,
Yeah.
I actually look forward to it. But anybody else, associates, etc., you know, I'm not. I mean, I always want respect from peers and from
Yes.
you know, colleagues
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking to impress them like with her, you know. So
Right.
just the fact that, you know, she wants to motivate me is like, you know, it don't take
That's-
much. All she's got to
that's
do is say,
really-
hey,
Yeah.
you know what, this would be cool to do. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's see if I can get this done for her.
That's so
She
important to
seemed
have
like she-
that.
Lay it out raw too, like she seemed like the type of person to let
Yeah.
you know
With me,
it's not
with me though,
you.
with me, yeah, but because I be like, you know, them people on your job just make it upset you. You need to talk to them the way you be talking to me. Because she will, she knows she can though. She gets straight to the point with me and raw, yeah. So
Well,
I know,
yeah, 'cause
I
you're
know
hus-
I'll never go too high with, you know, without her going.
That's cool. You need somebody to keep you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
right.
Grounded. That's right.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's good. Should we put some more
How does
pictures
she
up?
feel? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can
sure.
put some more pictures
Oh, we got
up.
some more. What we got?
Oh, we got a whole bunch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just kind of pulled some. You know, we'll see what comes up, and you can talk about it.
Yeah, because when I was asked, I was like, I don't really have much right here. Most of the stuff is up at the gallery. You know, I got. Oh yeah, that's
I like that.
that's my Miles Davis. I called that colorful cool.
This is cool.
That painting sold last year at I did a veterans gallery event. I'm a U.S. Army veteran,
Right.
and that painting sold. And the young lady that bought it, when she bought it, this is, you know, one of those times where, you know, it's like, man, I sure didn't sell this for enough.
Yeah.
She said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and she had a blues event that summer. She said, I'm going to take this and I'm going to auction this off at the blues
nice.
event. And so, you know, I said, well, I want to see, you know, and
Yeah.
I went to the blues event. I'm not even going to tell you how much it sold for, but I was just like, oh, okay, you know, watching somebody resell your stuff.
I know. It's like,
For it's
okay.
like,
How big is that
How the hell
piece?
you not?
that, yeah. That is I know, right? That's actually a 30 by 40 also.
Okay.
So huge.
And it's on is the thin 1/2-inch canvas. And I'm gonna tell you, I got some advice from an artist, and she told me, you know, you need to go to the thicker inch-and-a-half canvas. You know, just it's a professional canvas or whatever. So
Okay.
I've been doing that since. And the artist that gave me that advice was Calibri, the artist.
I wonder who gave her.
She said that to me the last time I was here. We were standing in the hall.
Right,
She was like,
right.
"Your paintings are really nice. I really love them." She said, "But you know, you
Gotta
gotta
get the
go to that
thicker
thicker canvas." And I was like, "Okay." So
Okay.
just want you to know. I
Listen.
heeded your advice, but yeah, that one was a 30 by 40, and it was on a thinner canvas.
Okay,
But, you know,
it's a fantastic.
wonder how much it would have sold for it had it been on the nice thick
Bigger
canvas.
one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It still would have sold for what you sold it for.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's $20. Just give me $20. We
Yeah.
got artists. We got to stop doing that too.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
how people look at it. All right, then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that Miles is I've got probably about 4 paintings of Miles Davis because he had different stages. You know, he had his short hair and suit and tie look, and then he had that look there, which was later on in his life. But Miles Davis is my favorite
Okay.
musician, and my 8-year-old
That's
son.
right. Doesn't one of your sons play?
He play my 8-year-old. Both of them play the trumpet, but my 8-year-old plays the trumpet. My 6-year-old, I'm actually making him learn the trumpet.
Okay.
But my 8-year-old plays, and Miles Davis is his. What 8-year-old?
Oh my
Miles
God, that's
Davis.
so
Miles Davis
cool.
has been gone since like 1992. and
That
Miles
is
Davis is
so
his favorite trumpet
cool.
player. You know. Yeah.
That is so neat. That is so neat. Do any of your boys, do they like drawing or anything like that, or are they just
Yes,
more into the,
yeah.
they do?
My 8-year-old once again is very artistic. He's musical. He's artistic. You know, and the 6-year-old. I always refer to them as brains and brawn. The
I love
8-year-old is the brains. The 6-year-old is the brawn. The 6-year-old just wants to tackle somebody. And
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
my 8-year-old can scramble a Rubik's cube in no lie 9 seconds. I've clocked him.
Wow.
9 seconds he can
And
solve.
he's whole?
Not the whole cube, but if you tell him to solve green.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
Get him
so
on.
So we were in the barber shop and he had his Rubik's cube and I told everybody, watch this. I said, Logan, solve white, and he went through white and it was like 14 seconds and he's like, I can usually do it in 5%. You know what I mean?
That
9
is so
seconds.
cool.
My 6-year-old saw that, you know, his brother got some shine.
Yeah, so now what did he do?
He got up and did flips through.
That's all right though.
He did flips
That's
through the
all right,
barbershop.
though.
And I told him, I said, see, this is how they
Physical
operate.
is an art.
Yeah.
That is so cute.
This one is physical, and this
This one is, oh my God,
Yeah.
that's so cute. That is so cute. That is so cute.
Actually
We
wanna
got some more
open up
pictures
a,
if you want to put some more up.
Program. You know, I work with youth, but
Mm-hmm.
we were saying there's not enough programs for gifted children.
Right.
Yeah.
And we
Right.
were talking about creatively, but also with physical. Because, like, a friend of mine, her son does parkour, and I mean, like he can probably jump off this building and land, and then he do like
Yeah,
a
Kids
yeah.
need that
Like, wait a minute, everybody
stimulation.
don't
Yeah.
do that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But it's important to just develop those
Yeah,
skills,
that's right.
develop those
That's right.
gifts.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So my
That's a
wife,
sidebar.
speaking on that, my wife put the boys in flag football.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And I knew Carson would thrive. He's the 6-year-old because, you know, it's football. And, you know, and you know, I had concerns about Logan, who was the 8-year-old. And so I'm on the sideline. And this was last Saturday. You know, I'm supposed to be leaving and headed to the gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Logan gets the ball and runs an 85-yard touchdown.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I'm sitting there like,
You counted them out.
I had, you know, as far as the physical and everything. And so he gets the ball again and runs like 60 yards. It wasn't a touchdown, but, you know, and he looks over at me like, and I'm like, well, man, what don't you do? You know, I had no idea.
That's
And,
what's up.
of course, Carson got his shine because it was something physical happening. But I'm like, okay, so, yeah, I was just like, Logan's just the smart one, the artsy one. And it's like, you know, he's like, no, I got it all, Dad.
Oh,
You have
God.
to watch out.
Yeah.
Y'all like the Incredibles.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we take an early break?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Break
okay.
time.
Break
Yeah.
time! All right, we're at WJZZ, Cool Jazz TV, and we got Down and Dirty Talking Art with our guests, Lawrence Gary,
Yes.
me, Debbie, and Calibri. Hello,
Yes.
everybody. Hey, if you guys want to put some pictures up, and if you guys want to call, somebody call in. Come on. Get
Yeah,
on that
call
phone.
in.
Call us. We want to talk.
Call
Come on.
in.
Come on. Come on. Call us. We want to talk.
Don't ask us where Domino's at or nothing like that.
That's
either.
all right. We don't know where Domino's is. I'm sorry.
Is this churches?
Yeah. You guys want to put another picture up? There we go. What's one?
this is new. This is I actually completed this like a week before the actual show that I'm in now.
Was that in the show? Is that in the show?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. This is still hanging in the show, and it's called.
It's for sale.
It is for sale.
It's for sale.
Yes.
If you guys
It's-
want it, go to them.
Yeah, Emoja Fine Arts Gallery. Yeah. It's called Inside Myself.
Okay.
And here, like I said, being a Miles fan, when I do a trumpeter, I always see Miles, no matter what. So
Right.
that's kind of what was in my head. But the song that was playing when I do pieces like this, pretty much every piece I do, I'm listening to music. My Lion is the only piece that I can tell you, no music.
Really?
30 hours of work, 3 months.
You were really
Ne-
just like concentrating in.
Yeah, it was like he was the music. Never listening to music, but this
Wow.
one, the song that was playing was called "Inside Myself" by Art Porter.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so that's how you got the name.
yeah, and
I like
so
that.
to stay in the flow when I'm painting, I'll put a song on, and if it speaks to me, if I'm painting for 3 hours, I'm listening to the same song for 3
Oh,
hours.
really? Okay.
Just so I don't break the flow. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I've got one that I did. I don't know if you guys got a picture of it. We'll see, but I got
You guys
one.
throw another
that
picture
I
up
did.
there if you
It's-
want.
It was like 4 hours worth of "Didn't You Know" by Erykah Badu.
I do that as well.
Yeah, you got the flow. And so this is kind of the last painting's neighbor, and it's listed in Umoja as Untitled, but the title is Color Flow.
Now I can see the shape of the body.
Yeah.
Before I couldn't. Now I'm
Yeah.
going. Yeah. Now when I look over, I go, oh my God, I can see it.
What I like about this one, compared to the other one, this one, I guess the colors are more blocky,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I can almost make out other things. in
Right.
one. I know it's
Yeah.
not the things that I'm making out are not intentional, but it's something about it that builds up.
So what is it? What I always when I do an
don't know.
abstract, I
can't
love to
explain it.
know
Like it's all
what other
different
people
types of
see.
things. Like I can see birds, I can see animals,
See?
I can
Okay.
see
I
backgrounds,
almost see
I
another,
can see
like a
buildings.
person's leg coming down,
You know,
like walking to them.
Uh-huh.
Whereas the other one does really flow, and it feels more movement.
Right.
But with this one, I guess because they're so almost goodness, blocky is the only word. I know that's not
Yeah.
articulate, but
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Yeah.
because it's so blocky or structured.
Yeah.
I always appreciate structure in a painting. I don't know why, but that's just my preference.
Yeah.
It
Composition
makes it,
is important.
Yeah.
well, the composition on the other one is
Yeah.
fabulous too, but to me, the other one indicates movement, and with this one, the person is moving, and the area around it, I guess, because it's so blocky, it almost feels stagnant. But it gives my mind a chance to really focus more on the back.
Yeah.
Like I focus on the person, but the back is it's just as interesting.
Yeah.
It's just as interesting as opposed to adding movement to the figure.
Right.
You know?
So you're spot on. The first one, I don't know if we can go back to it. The first one I intended to
Can we go back to the first one, possibly?
Yeah, I mean if we can, it's fine.
We can, yeah.
I intended for that one to look like he was blowing colors out.
Aha.
Like I intended for it to look like playing his trumpet, and these are the colors that are actually blowing out of the trumpet.
Well, this
And
is
so
a different. This is another one.
No, that was the first
That's
one.
the first one.
Oh, okay.
I did that on
All
purpose.
right.
Yeah.
Now if we go back to the second one, as
Oh,
you
okay.
said, blocky.
Ah.
I intended him to look like he was standing in front of a colorful wall.
Okay.
So
Right.
not that much movement behind him because
Right.
he's actually just playing his saxophone and he's in front of a wall. And that pose is actually a friend of mine. His name is Daryl Beebe,
Uh-huh.
and he's actually a Billboard artist. His songs have actually been on the Billboard jazz charts,
Wow.
like top 10. And his album cover he's got his saxophone, he's got his leg up like that, and so
That's cool.
I
like
had told
that.
he was like, when you gonna
I
do
like
something,
it.
you know, with me, because I got another friend named Randy Scott, who's actually a #1 Billboard selling artist.
Now,
And
what
I-
is a Billboard selling artist? What does that mean?
You make the top 100 Billboard. Look how they chart music.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
charts.
Yeah,
and,
okay,
and so
okay.
Randy has actually spent quite some time at #1
That's
on
cool.
the Billboard Jazz charts, and I've done paintings of him.
Really?
And Daryl said, "Hey man,
What about me?"
What you gonna do a painting of me?" And I said, "Man, I got you, you know." And as I sat down, I intended to do a painting of him, but when I saw that, I just saw the abstract, and I was like, okay. And so when I showed it to him, he was like, "Oh man, I love this." It didn't have to be me, but the fact that
It still
It's
represented
his
him.
essence.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's his essence.
Right,
I love it.
right.
Even the feet. It almost.
Yeah.
It's almost like splashing. Like it's
Like you
so playful.
Yeah.
I really like that second one. I really do.
Very, very cool.
It
Well, yeah,
raised
it's
the
that
price.
emoji.
They're both at Emoja. If anybody's interested, you know, what are the hours
You
of
girls gonna be
Emoja?
sold. Like dang.
Then we're gonna get a
Yeah.
call.
Ooh, I
Like, we
should've
sold
went at
both of
9.
those.
Right.
Call Ian Grant right now.
That's right.
He'll accept it. He'll
Yeah.
sell on
Yeah.
the phone.
You know what? So I intended, because you asked for my wife to be a part of this, just so you know we could explain processes, etc., etc. Can I get her to call in and maybe you?
Yes,
Yeah,
tell
we
her to
would
call
love
in. We
to.
would love
What's,
Is
the,
it-
what's
is
the
it-
number?
It's 313
313.
315 is 315 because it's been a minute.
Yeah.
355, goodness, 6018. I've been gone, y'all. I get a pass.
That's right.
6018.
Yeah.
She's gonna
Okay.
call it. Oh my God, that'll be so
I would
cool.
love to speak with her because I know
Yeah.
that you guys are a dynamic
They're
team.
a great team together.
You know, and not just her pushing you to create, but you know,
Right.
just everything. Like, and when you talk to her, she talks like a wife. Like, yeah, that has to get out of my house. It was
Yeah,
spending
yeah,
too much
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah,
because that was originally the thing behind selling my pieces was it was like these paintings are just building up. You got too many paintings building up, and
But how many
I need
did
my
you
house
have?
back. You need to sell some of these paintings. and
Right.
that was originally why we had our first art show. Like, okay. And then we saw that they were selling, and you know, and like I said, she believed in me, and like keep
Was
going.
the first-
I got her on speaker right now. She's listening, so hopefully she'll text.
All right. Tell her to,
I just text you so you can call in. So
right.
we
Tell
want
her to
talk
call
to
I'm
in.
gonna talk
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, call in.
you. All right.
Call in on the thing so we can
did,
hear.
Did you hear us?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
All right. So was the first art show is where I met you at what were Harper Woods or Honey Lathrop Village or something?
No.
Okay.
That was the Juneteenth art show.
Right.
Right. And no, my first art show was in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was there you go. Look at her. That's her phone number on the
Oh,
screen.
look at she's calling
It
in.
was it was called an abstract conversation.
Okay. Okay.
And so yeah, you know, I told you every now and then, like I'm
Yeah.
trying to be deep. So,
But I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
yeah, it was called an abstract conversation.
Okay.
And then my second show was like a year later.
I think we have a guest.
And yeah, it was called Colorful Sound or something
Okay.
like that. And then I think the third show I did was the one that was hosted by Diana Lewis and Rochelle Riley.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. We got a guest on the line.
Do we have a guest on the line? Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Mrs. Gary on the line.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a successful weekend.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I wanted to know. Well, number one, how do you feel coming off of this weekend?
Are you asking me or her?
Well, I have to. Me or the man?
I'm asking you. He told us how he
We know how
feels.
he feels. Everybody know how you feel.
And I'm extremely proud of him. I knew he could do it, and I know he's on cloud 9. I'm on cloud 10. I am incredibly proud of him.
That's wonderful.
I'm looking forward to what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new things, and I know the show doesn't end until November, but I told him, like, you got to start painting. You got to get some more painting.
I told you.
I love it.
I told you, she pushes.
I love
Yeah,
it.
there's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you need that support.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Were there any pieces in particular that that you were excited about him selling?
There's one in particular that I have been wanting him to finish. He has not finished it.
Uh-oh.
That wasn't the question.
No.
Let her tell us.
Question, because this particular piece was supposed to be for this show, and he has just been trotting around completing this one.
Look at him.
And I'm really looking forward to this one being completed. But the ones that he actually entered into the show, it would be the lion.
Oh.
The lion was. It's a beast.
Yeah.
It took him a very long time to complete it. It was not. I didn't like it at first. I didn't think it was going to turn out as beautiful as it did. And even though we have difference of opinion, and so there are times where he would say, "Okay, yeah, this is what I'm going to do." Or he'll ask me what my opinion is. He asked me, should I beat the whole thing? I'm like, no one's going to buy it. I'll beat it.
Really?
And I was wrong.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was a gorgeous piece. Once he set the painting, the painting on an easel, my breath was taken away. So I'm incredibly proud of him.
That's wonderful.
That's so cool.
So, what's the process like at home? Like with you creating?
He's over here just.
Because in my mind,
Right.
I picture
Was I
you like
sweating before
the
she-
Right, yeah,
manager.
now he's really. I just want to let you know he's really
I
sweating.
gotta picture you like almost like a manager type role, but just because you're about your business. But I mean, is it like you're creating and like when do you know when a piece is done? Like I guess I just want to know the process at home. What's it like?
So, a few pieces I do like in private, and because she's an art history major.
Oh,
So she's studied the masters.
Okay.
She's published as far as she's in a book about Rembrandt.
Oh.
So it's really hard. You can't get nothing past her. When I first started painting, and I wasn't painting the sides of the canvas, I'm like, well, this is my style. Said, no, paint the sides of the canvas. Don't be talking about that's your style. Paint the sides of the canvas. So now sometimes if I really feel it, really feel it, I'll keep it from her at first.
Really?
Because she's more honest with me than anybody. And she's learned to temper it because at first she would just flat out be like, yeah, this isn't, and she saw that, I'm like Erykah Badu, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my stuff.
Right.
So now what she does is, I always know when she's not feeling something. Like the lion. The first time I showed it to her, she was like, she'll say something like, oh, okay.
So that's the okay is the word.
Or you're not done with that though, are you? And I'm like, even if I was, I'm like, no.
Wow.
and so, but there are times though when I'm doing something like the piece that she's talking about that I haven't finished. There are times when I'm doing something and it's at the very beginning, and she's like, "Oh, that's banging. I can tell where that's going." And so that's why she's been pushing me like, "Finish this and finish." And I told her I said, "Well, this one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this in." Like into the show, like once the show is already started and everything, maybe a week or two in, and be like, "Bah," she's like, no, you go in there banging heads starting off. So it is it's a manager type deal, and and then being she's my biggest cheerleader, but she's also my biggest critic, and I need that. It's like we were talking about earlier. The respect I have for her and her opinion. So she'll send me back to the drawing board, or she will tell me, "Stop, that's done." You don't do another thing
That's
on
what
there.
I wanted to ask.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you just like tell them, "Hey,
complete.
it's done. It looks good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wanted to, because he said that that he had been drawing, and at one point he was drawing, and then you asked him about painting and got him paint. Did you know at that moment, like what made you encourage him to pursue his gifts? develop his gifts?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did you see? Just what made you do it?
In college, I had to, in order to graduate, we actually had to take an applied art class. So I decided to do a watercolor class, and I was in the middle of doing my final exam for the class, which was a painting, and he looked and he was like, you're pretty good at this. He's like, I never really learned how to paint. That's not really my thing. I'm just, I sketch. I said, oh no, we don't do that. Let's go. He was like, well, no, it's not really my thing. I've never really studied. I'm like, oh no, you'll be okay. I can show you what I've learned during my class, and we can go ahead and do it. And he was like, nah. So the next day, I went to Michael's.
I love it.
I got him paint. I got him a paintbrush. He had a box to keep everything in there, and I told him, paint.
Yeah.
The worst that could happen is that you don't like it. I said, but you're so talented. It'll be great. So guys, side note, I want to tell you how great he is. We were in the room. It's nighttime. We only had maybe one light on. It was very dim in our room. And he said that he was like, oh, I need to figure something. I have something in my head and I need to sketch it out. And he's just drawing. I'm on my tablet just looking at a movie, and I just hear his pencil scrubbing the paper. I have my son come in and turn on the light, and it's a picture of Miles Davis that he sketched in very dim light. And I told him, like, dude, who does this? Who is able to paint to be able to sketch something and you can't really see, like there was hardly any light in the room.
Wow.
But he was able to, actually, you know what? He was using the light from my iPad. That was the
dim
light that he was using.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed. And this happened maybe a couple of months ago. And I'm like, he just continues to impress me. And knowing that he had that talent back then.
But that's drawing, though. That's, so I don't.
That's what you said then, and look at you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
I think that's cool. Have you ever, I guess even just with pushing, especially with artistry, because you always hear about starving artists, and especially as a wife, you see so many women discourage their husbands from pursuing their talents as opposed to, what made you not push him into Chrysler? How did you know that this was gonna be, that this is his calling?
It's all about believing that God has our back.
Yeah.
Now I will say he's not starving. We're not starving. He does have another job.
Yeah.
So he was able to sustain,
one.
you work a regular job to continue to do your passion until your passion becomes your job. And so the fact that he works during the day and he paints in the evening, or he paints throughout the day, and then we've been fortunate enough to be able to do the shows, the ones that we funded and the ones that were sponsored. It's just been an all-around blessing, and I'm just continuing to believe in God that soon this would be all that he will be doing. He will just be painting, and that will be enough to sustain us.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Speak it.
Amen and amen.
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 Wow.
And amen. Yes.
What was the very first piece you painted?
Oh, I didn't name it or anything. The very first piece I painted was like abstract. It was kind of like cubism. I did a bunch of circles and triangles, and just making sure I could paint straight and put the. So, shoot, I don't even know if I. You know what? I think I sold that the very first show I had.
Wow.
I sold it.
That must have really been a wow moment. My very first piece I painted and I sold it.
Yeah.
That's like a feeling that you just go,
yeah.
Wow.
And then I painted another piece. My wife and I were married for 6 years before we had Logan, and there was a point where she wasn't getting pregnant,
Right.
and we trust me, we was trying. There was plenty of practice. There was plenty of practice going on, And I could tell that she was getting discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I told this story before the last time, but
No.
she said she comes to me and she says, can we get a dog? And it was like, it's because that that
No.
mothering instinct, but I knew what it was, and I said, no, we're not going to get a dog. And usually I give her anything she asks for, don't I?
It's crickets.
Oh, did she hang up? Did she hang up? But,
No, I'm here. I think you do.
Oh, okay. We didn't
I
hear
was waiting
nothing.
for her
We didn't hear
response.
nothing over here. And so I said, no, we can't get a dog, because I knew she was going to use that as a substitute for something to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And I painted a picture of her and I. It was just figurative. It wasn't, it was
Right.
just like kind of an image of her and I, but she was pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
In the image that I painted, and I was standing behind her, just kind of holding her,
Uh-huh.
and you could tell it was a pregnant woman, and she was still discouraged, and I was feeling God say to me, sometimes you have to lend people your faith, because I knew she was going to get pregnant. I knew it was going to happen, and so I wish I had that, because I still have that in my possession.
Ooh.
I sketched out a picture of her and I laying on the beach, and she had a huge stomach, and I made myself have muscles and all that stuff. Like, I'm like, because my pastor had preached a message, and the message was see yourself in the future.
Yes.
And so I sketched that out, and then both the painting and the actual sketch was
Mhm.
on our wall. And I put them up there, and I said, I want her to look at this, and I want her to see herself pregnant every time she sees
That
these
is
pictures.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
And it happened, of course. We got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and it happened, and that was how I felt about it. I was lending her my faith in this situation.
Right.
And it's just what she does all the time. She lends me her faith, like everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna get this taken care of, and it's gonna
That
be
is
great.
that is so beautiful.
That is.
Yeah.
To have that connection as a couple.
Yeah.
That
Oh
is
yeah.
So.
And we've had that for a while too.
That's-
I'm singing a song in my head, and she'll sing it out loud.
Oh,
Or,
that's
you know,
that's so beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm like, did I say that out loud? She's like, no, and I'm like, come on now.
How long have you guys been married?
We've been married for 14 years. It'll be 15 in June.
Congratulations.
And we've been together for 16 years.
That's
We've actually known each other almost 20 years. It'll be 20 years next month, right? She gone again.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's next year.
Yeah, next year. Okay,
20
so
years
yeah,
next-
we've
next
known
year.
each other almost 20 years.
That is so
I
beautiful.
just think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's actually why we did want to have both of you on. And
I
grateful
know.
to have
Well, we
both
got
of you
her
on.
now.
Yeah, well, we got her
We
on.
got
that
her. I
kind
never
A
of
lot
thought
of
of it.
times we see one half, or we see you painting,
Mhm.
but anybody that speaks to you, you are my wife, my
Yeah.
wife, my wife, my
Yeah.
wife, and we know what an integral part
Yes.
she plays, or what you play. I'm sorry, I can't see you.
Yeah.
But you really are a team. You move through this
Right.
together. Your
Mhm.
successes are together. Your just all of it is together.
Yeah.
There would be no Lawrence Gary happening, right? And we wouldn't see you if it wasn't for her.
That's absolutely.
That's
No.
so right.
And she's a great artist herself, and I know she just mentioned doing some things, and I guess I have to convince and push her the way she does me. She's a great artist herself.
Mhm.
We were at a watercolors event, and she usually will step back and kind of push me out as the artist,
Mhm.
but because we were at a watercolors event and she loves watercolors, I started telling the people in there, the curators and the organizers, I said, my wife's a watercolor artist.
Mhm.
And I could tell she was really uncomfortable because it put her in the spotlight.
instead of-
Usually when we go somewhere, it's like, I'm the artist,
Right.
and she's
it's
the
about-
wife. But this particular event, she was the artist and I was the husband. And I stood back and just beamed like, yeah, that could, So I know her talent is. You were in the crowd at the exhibit I did in May, right?
Mhm.
And when I spoke on the mic,
Mhm.
and there was a painting that we did for the sponsor of the event. It was her husband, the late
portrait?
the portrait of the late Dr. Willie Payne, and so it was a collaboration with another artist.
Mhm.
And I probably did 80% of the painting,
Mhm.
and the other artist probably did 10% of the painting, and no, let's say 20%. Now my 80% was probably 30 40, let's say 40, was probably 40% my wife.
Really?
Because-
Oh, the truth be told.
Yeah, because
I love
when I paint, I paint in block colors. I paint in abstracts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really do portrait like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she got on there and she was like, "Okay, I know, you got your usual style. Where, like Miles,
Mm-hmm.
how
Right.
how I did Miles.
Mhm.
You know that's Miles,
Mm-hmm.
but you see it was blocked colors and
Mhm.
everything, and I just structured his face. She was like, "No, we're gonna do this portrait style." So I would come home from work and look at him, and she's put, shades, shading in, and she's doing his skin, and
That's
I'm
I
like,
think it's
oh.
time to come home to some paint.
yeah, I think it's time. That's right. I
Maybe
think
you can get her some watercolor
It's
paint.
time.
Yeah. Well, I've got plenty, and brushes and everything. So
Oh,
yeah,
I can't
but
wait. I
she-
was
yeah.
saying y'all like the Incredibles.
That
yeah,
is.
I can't wait to see a whole everything, just
Yes.
all the gifts laid out on the table.
yeah,
That is so cool.
yeah.
That is
And
so
so
cool.
she, as you said, I make sure I give her credit because she is absolutely, integral. Is that how you say that word? Integral. The comedian in me be coming out. Is the integral.
That's right. He's
but-
a comedian
Yes,
too.
yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she is a very, very, very vital part of the things that I do.
It's so
and,
beautiful to have
yeah.
that strength between the children. That's so
Yeah.
important. That is so great. Oh my
So
God.
what's next? What's
Yeah,
next
what's
for
next?
Carries?
What's next? What's Keto? What's next? What are we doing next? I want to keep climbing this ladder. As I spoke to you before, I was being out there just lone wolfing and not getting out into the community like I should, and the artist community. And so I want to get out there more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And God told me a while ago, I'm gonna make your name great. And so
Oh, I
now
like that.
I want to put God to the test. You said it. Now let's
Don't test
that's
me.
that's right. That's
Don't
right.
test me.
That's
love
right.
that.
Don't do that.
Don't tempt me. I'm
That's
not.
right.
Yeah. But yeah. And so we've got all kind of plans. We've got plans to do our own shows, our own gallery, and events, and I want to be out there. I want to get to the point where I'm prosperous enough in this that I can pull in artists who I see are where I was.
Oh, I
And,
like that.
I would actually love to sponsor artists, young artists, even older. Sometimes
Yeah.
the stuff is just earmarked for young folks. If you might have somebody out there. I'm 51, so I might have an artist that's, hey, man, you need paint.
Yeah.
I got you.
Mhm.
You need canvases.
Space.
I got you.
I
That's
just had a
you need
prominent
space.
artist reach out a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. Like
Yeah.
I thought he was millionaire. I need some space. I heard you come to space. Hey man,
Yeah,
but you never know.
yeah,
Right, you don't know.
yeah.
You
And so
don't know where that
that's
person-
where we have the heart of philanthropists, and so we need the wallet of a philanthropist.
Thank
So,
you. That's
yeah.
like my
That's what I'm
prayer.
saying.
Here, are we speaking to that's the same prayer.
That's the same
Yeah.
we were saying too.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
folks knocking on the kitchen door and the food ain't ready.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's
yeah.
up?
You're
Oh,
right.
it's like, come on.
All right, we're almost out of time.
We got to real fast
But I
talk
just
about
wanna,
Jennifer's too.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
close
okay.
out. I just
Yeah.
wanted to know any words of encouragement
Yes.
that both of you have.
Mhm.
We'll start with you, Keita.
Yeah, let Keita go first.
Come on.
Words of
Give up
encouragement.
on your dream. Don't give up even when you're younger. A lot of kids and people aspire to be, the big career, a doctor, lawyer, firefighter, cop. They aspire to be those, and there is still time to do your passion. Don't give up on your passion. Just keep doing it, and your gift will make way.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
You just got to keep doing it.
Yes.
yes. Your gift will make room for you. My thing corresponds with hers, and I'll just say it like this. We spoke earlier about me wanting to make her proud and wanting to make my father proud, and my mother just being proud, just because. But in simple words, I think this will sum it up. Make yourself proud.
That's a cool statement.
Make yourself proud. If you can make yourself proud, it means that you're doing what you want to do and what makes you happy. So,
I love that
and I've
statement.
always told my oldest two, my younger ones that's too deep for them right now. But my oldest two, my 32-year-old and my 29-year-old, I've always told them, make yourself proud.
I love that statement. Wow.
So real quick,
That might be a
Emoji Fine
T-shirt.
Arts Gallery.
Right.
You're right. You better trademark it real quick.
Yes. Yeah.
But Emoji Fine Arts Gallery, Crossroads Building in Southfield. Where can they come see your work?
Umoja Fine Arts Gallery is hanging in the gallery until November, and you can come through, see it as 16,250 Northland Drive in the Crossroad Building,
Yep.
and that's in Southfield, Michigan. And you can come through, and the Soulful Rhythms is the name of the exhibit. Soulful Rhythms. Come through, and it's not just me, it's other really wonderful artists, but since I'm the one telling you about it, you come see my stuff and you get my
Right,
stuff.
right.
But Soulful Rhythms at Umoja Fine Arts Gallery.
That's right.
Okay.
And you can put that image right back on up too.
Yeah.
This Friday, All Things Art Show, curated by Danahan Arts,
That's
believe
right.
me, the artist
All
myself.
right.
We have a fabulous crew of artists.
And I'll be there too with my work.
That's
They Cleary's work.
And artwork for the everyday person, all
It's
budgets and all of that.
wonderful.
So-
And that's my birthday. I'm gonna come through and
Oh,
check
that's
y'all out.
right. Everybody's birthday is September. Happy
23rd.
birthday!
Who else's birthday is the
I
23rd?
know like 15 people's
Oh, yeah.
birthdays that day. I don't know
Wow.
what y'all parents was doing. But everybody, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Get Down and Dirty Talking Art. Thank you. Happy Wednesday. Be blessed. See y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
What was that you said, that last word you said? That was what? What you just said.
Make yourself